right, we're doing it. We're back in the saddle. The next episode. Tommy is here. He's back. My fill-in Ed McMahon in training intern diversity hire. I called Jake my diversity hire because he's a ginger. As if that's a diversity you need to have.
I mean,
he's actually Jewish and Irish and Jewish, so he's diverse. I got some diversity. If he was wall-eyed or cross-eyed, that would work. Folks, I hope life is going well. I hope right now you're organizing your closet, you're getting your house cleaned up. Maybe you're looking for things to sell online because you don't know if your unemployment's going to get extended. You're trying to figure out what life will be like living in your car. What do I need to hold on to? Could I live in a storage unit?
Yeah.
Should I? I mean, I can't even get a gym membership and just take a shower there. Like, what am I going to do? Am I too old for my OnlyFans page? How is this going to work? And that's what's going on here. I got to figure out what we're going to talk about. I know the last 2 episodes, I went down some strange, weird stories, the narcissistic memoirs that just keep on going. I did have this guy, Tommy, ask me. He's a young fella. He wrote like a novel question. I'm not going to be able to read the entire question, but basically, aspiring screenwriter, fan of my music videos, wants to, be a filmmaker, screenwriter, and he's interested in like what my advice would be to him starting out. He has ambitions of making a masterpiece, which I was like, okay, I'll let you know how to make a masterpiece, Tony.
Do you think anybody ever really sets out to just make it? Listen, I want to be a filmmaker that just dumps out pile of dog shit after pile of dog shit.
At least you're going for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's going to go for it.
What's the vibe we're going for? I'm trying to get the halfway point between Citizen Kane and The Godfather Part 2.
Yes.
Maybe if we could strike that like real happy medium between the two of them. Yeah.
Well, it reminded me. So my cinematographer, John Orphan, who is one of the greatest people on the planet, I was making these obviously over-the-top music videos. I spent so much work in making them. He's like, look, you need to focus on like making like a feature film. You're doing as much work on one of your music videos as if you were doing like a feature film. So, which
is a testament to your work ethic.
Yeah. Just the inadequate, not good enough. It's never good enough. We got to do more. It's just not there yet.
More.
Yeah, it's just not good enough. I'm the best comment. Someone would leave that I'm the Stanley Kubrick of music videos. I mean, that's a little ridiculous, but thank you, sir. I think people are just mocking me because they know that I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's my knee-jerk reaction whenever anybody gives me a compliment. It's like, hey man, you're really great at that. Yo, fuck you.
Yeah,
you go fuck yourself.
It's not real.
I know what
you're
you
just
mean,
fucking with me.
Dad.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You think you're funny, making fun of me? I know where I'm at.
I hear the subtext, Dad.
I know what you're up to.
Fuck you.
Well, so I listened. So I was listening to these lectures. I don't remember who the guy was, but it was talking about different genres of music or films and everything about film, and one of them was the masterpiece. Now, the masterpiece, I don't know if I was going to try to make a masterpiece, one of the things is if the film is it's so fucking nuts that it's banned. That people are like Clockwork Orange was, when it came out, the Stanley Kubrick film, that people were mimicking the violence and they were afraid that it was going to cause so many problems. So it kind of they banned it from theaters. I think Lolita. Was Lolita banned? I think the book was. I think it was. I don't know for sure.
Cannibal Holocaust is banned.
Yeah,
for sure.
So to make a masterpiece, I know this is maybe not the masterpiece you meant, but this would be one way to go about it. So I thought about your question, and like if today, and this can be your movie. I'm not gonna. I would make this is the stuff I would do if I was a billionaire, and I would basically go after the troll dollar. Let's call it that. like the ultimate just trolling. Now, this film that I thought of it has to be offensive on many levels. It has to bring up interesting questions, topics that are uncomfortable for people. There's all those elements, and it has to say something about our society. Plus, you have to touch on nerves that people are like kind of in the zeitgeist right now.
Or I think maybe something that kind of creates the zeitgeist.
Of course.
Synthesizes the zeitgeist.
So all of this stuff has kind of been going on for a while. So it's been in there for a while. So one of my friends is like a fucking QAnon conspiracy people. I've had a couple of, so they're good. So there's a whole world of everything is about fucking pedophilia and like the Jeffrey Epstein thing with like and then there's like, there was some law that they were passing about age of consent. There's this whole world. Now, first of all, I'm not into anyone having sex with minors or underage people. I think those people should be shot on sight. I don't get it.
Isn't that so wild that that's like now kind of a controversial statement?
Yeah.
Or somebody's like, you know what, guys? Fuck Nazis and fuck pedophiles.
Yeah,
there are some people who are like,
are you condoning this? No, like obviously.
Hold on, man. What about their perspective?
Exactly.
Fuck their perspective.
Yeah. Listen, I have desires to have sex with like the most physically attractive woman on the planet. I get it, right?
Yeah.
I've seen some of them here in Los Angeles. I'm not even talking to them.
Helen Mirren.
I'm not even going up to and approaching them because I know that it ain't going to happen. Now think about this. If you're like
you can only punch so far above your weight class.
Exactly.
You know
now,
what I mean?
if you're a pedophile, you're destroying someone's life, and they're not going to forget that experience. So
this is very true.
And the pros to cons of acting out your experience, like you could spend the rest of your life in jail being like violently. I mean, it's impressive.
What you deserve.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive that you're gonna go for that quick moment of whatever you're willing to. That's impressive. Like if it's so dark, but I get it. You have desires, but like. If you can't manage your desires, like if you can't really manage your emotions and stuff, we have too many people on the planet. You should just go ahead and volunteer yourself to be shot. It's cool. There could be like, that's what the government should have a thing that's kind of like the kill yourself for the planet incentive. And
it's incentive-based eugenics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what you do is you're going to volunteer yourself. You give your organs to whatever, science, to people that need a kidney or a liver, whatever it is, and then that money is used to save the planet, and you're just checking out. They should be pro. I'm pro if you can't function in this world. Instead of like you can, it's terrible. Pro suicide for the planet. Okay, so get back to the masterpiece.
What if those organs get donated to a child recipient? Is that the ultimate kink for
there you go.
A pedophile?
There you get to live inside the child. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to.
Let's donate them to the dumpsters.
The dumpsters, yes. Yeah. I don't know.
Pedophiles.
Pedophile dumpsters, yes.
Yeah. So you just throw them in a fucking dumpster.
Yeah, you are a dumpster. The
masterpiece.
Person. Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Okay, so here's your masterpiece film, sir. Tony, there was a thing. I know that the Catholic Church was not, basically you're going to burn in hell if there's a homosexual thing, Now, obviously, the last pope, there was a big phenomenon of child molestation, all of that sort of stuff. And
he a Nazi too?
Yeah. Yes, of course he was.
Wow.
Even better. All the best villains are. So what happened, then the reason why he had to there's a documentary called Deliver Us from Evil, which is horrifying. There's a priest in there that's totally candid about all the molestation and all this stuff, and then he would tell them, and then they would just keep moving him to a different place, like, okay, don't do it there. And then he never, like, he still got his pension. Like, he had to retire, but he still gets his pension.
Of course.
And he goes to, like, Ireland or something, and he's like, in the documentary, he's like, if you want to come see me, I'll apologize. Like, it is beyond the comprehension of destroying all of these people's
and also fuck an apology. Fuck an apology for that, because all that apology is, it's like, oh, I'm really terribly sorry about Philip Dillon and fuck you when you're by. I was going through a lot, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, inexcusable. What are you doing?
No, because that just gets it off you and gets it on me.
It was that. So it was one of those moments. I finished making my music video, "The Cock That Heals," and there is a pretty.
That's a good transition.
So I made this music video, and it was like just getting ready to put it out. It was finished, and I remember thinking, and if you haven't seen this music video, it's a beautiful And this is what Tony referred to as, he said that I've done some masterpieces. Thank you, Tony. He referred to the Cock That Heals and the Good Life, and he really liked the Cock That Heals. So that's kind of where I guess I went down this train of thought, Tony. I was really concerned about releasing that music video because I thought I crossed the line. And then I randomly ended up watching the documentary Deliver Us from Evil, and I was like, no, I'm pretty proud of that music video and glad to get it out there. I thought I was going to get like some serious hate, but no, it's been mostly very, very positive. That's a pretty aggressive music video about, just have to watch it yourself. Okay, so now let's get back to your masterpiece theater. We're setting the scene, setting the stage, setting the tone. So we have the fact in the zeitgeist that people abuse power, the pedophilia stuff, all that. We have the Catholic Church, which was pretty brutal. You can't be married if you're a priest. There's that element. This film would be a romantic comedy. It has kind of like it starts out on our protagonist, 15-year-old kid, single mother, comes from a pretty broken home, desolate situation, good kid, vulnerable, Catholic school, meets this lovely priest. Takes a liking to him, a shining to him.
Should we do the trailer for it?
Forbidden Love.
From the producers of When Harry Met Sally, he was a 15-year-old runaway.
Yeah, it's good. Well, it has a runaway. Yeah, that's good. It could be a runaway. Okay. He comes from a single one.
He was a 15-year-old
Well,
kid.
The more of a tragic situation. Oh, the mother is like an alcoholic.
Whose mother was an alcoholic, and
stepfathers he'd been molested by everybody.
Well, you can't. Do you really have a stepfather if he doesn't molest you?
Yeah, that's how it goes. And then your mother is always intoxicated.
Being a stepfather.
Always crazy, weird guys coming through.
His mom's a whore. His dad's a drunk douchebag who molested him when he was a kid.
He left a long time ago.
But it's about time for young William
to
find love in the big city.
So,
oh my God, I can't believe it.
He's troubled. He's not doing well. He befriends this likable, charming. He has to be your villain. It's love interest.
But they're about to become more than just friends.
That's right. So they embark. I guess he could be a lot younger. But if you have the age of consent, that it's like a Lolita thing. So you have people arguing because there is that argument from the gay men that if the person that's part of like the NAMBLA world, if that person is into it, if they're like a young
I actually don't identify as an adult. I identify as a child. That's great.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So you would have this, you'd have like the setup, then you'd have like an inciting incident. They have a moment, and then they go into your second act where
you get the meet cute in the first act. Where
he debates it.
They're on the subway together, and he's like, "Oh, sir."
Yeah, they meet eyes. Well, they have like an inciting incident, and then there's the debate. He goes back and forth because he really enjoys hanging out with this Catholic priest who's taken a lot of interest in him. Maybe they're bowling, they're roller skating, they're doing all sorts of stuff.
Going to the sock hop.
They're really.
He takes them to the fall formal.
Yeah, it's just your unusual, unexpected attraction, and then they would have this. You'd get into your second act. Now it's happened. It's going on. He's hiding this from his mother. He's hiding this from his
She's
friends.
a drunk whore anyway, so
yeah,
she
doesn't really sure
what's
going on.
His stepdad's jealous.
Yeah, he's in like, how are you
There's a
getting
love
this?
triangle between the stepfather and the priest.
Because he's now pushed out the stepfather. He's taken. So then it would evolve into like, I guess like they call it the fun and games section. You could see the romance, the passion, how they're both, risking so much to have this forbidden love.
Billy, have you ever heard of the poop hole loophole?
Ooh, that's terrible. Like it's like he's.
Is that the word?
Yeah, that's where he crossed it.
All right.
No, so he's like a choir boy. He's got really good, nice vocal range. He's helping out with the masses, and this is a progressive Catholic priest. He's kind of entertaining. He puts on a pretty good performance during the mass. Everyone loves him. That helps too. If everyone really likes him, and that what you would be if you're like the likable, helping out the disenfranchised. So we have this whole relationship. Then you have to have like your all is lost. Like maybe the
end of the second act twist.
Yeah, maybe like like the mother dies in some like overdosed thing. Some guy breaks in the house. Rapes your mother and you, murders the mother, saws the mother's head off, and makes you like
fuck the neck.
Yeah, makes you makes you sodomize your mother and tells you that you're like the F word, the gay derogatory slur as you're, something terrible. I don't know, something. It doesn't have to be that drastic.
You're so funky.
Yeah, you're so funky. So he's traumatized by this event, doesn't know what to do. He's lost his mother. Oh, well, the real thing is, we get away from that. That's wrong. They get busted. They get busted going at it. And then it's all is lost because now the priest has gone to prison.
Or shifts to a different parish.
Well, I think it's better that he goes to prison.
You think it's better he goes to prison?
So now he goes to prison.
Okay.
And this is a public story. This is a national story. So now there's all of this shame. He's like, as if he's a victim. They're trying to get, like, the mother's trying to get this big lawsuit. They're doing all this stuff to help him out. And he's kind of torn because he felt he was consensual in this. He doesn't feel a victim about this at all. He's continually to correspond with the priest as he's in prison. They continue their relationship. It shows this whole thing happen. So maybe the mother doesn't get killed in some violent, terrible thing, which we don't want to do.
Still could do that. Could do a dream sequence just to have it in
He
there.
fantasizes about that maybe, but it doesn't happen.
Okay.
So now we have this whole relationship. So then the priest is able to get out because they probably don't give. You probably get a longer sentence if you had like a joint on you than if you were, molesting a kid. I think the prison sentence. Makes sense to me. The prison sentence probably not that long. I don't know for sure.
I mean, drug trafficking is a far more dangerous crime than
like violating a young person. So then we would have this situation where the priest is like, obviously the Catholic Church wants him to come back to work for him because he's such a great priest.
Maybe come back.
But now the kid's turned 18. He's legal.
Ugh.
And what's going to happen now is they both are going to have to give up something for their love. And what they're going to do is he's going to leave the Catholic Church and then they're going to get married. And then that's your movie. And it's going to have a lot more elements in there. So this movie...
Flesh out that skeleton.
This movie is going to be very offensive. People are going to be like, what kind of trash is this? So you're going to have you have some of this, a polarizing thing. You're going to have people arguing, why the hell would this even be made? This is horrible. All these people are terrible. You want the actors and them to be like really famous, like unknown actors, so it makes it more realistic. Probably shoot it almost like documentary style, like very raw and real.
If you were going to cast like A-list actors in these roles, though, before that, when he gets out of prison, you got to have that ain't no mountain moment. He's like picking him up from prison.
Yeah.
Ain't no mountain. Like, oh my God.
I know. Yeah, this would work.
Right?
So
A-list actors.
Who would I cast? I don't even know who would be that.
Stepdad, son, priest.
Gary Oldman, I think would put on a nice performance
As the priest?
Yeah.
I bet he's a good kisser, too.
I love, what's her name that was in Allison Janney?
Allison Janney's great.
Yeah.
She's a gem.
I don't know a lot of the young actor.
The Timothy Chalamet.
I don't even know that.
He's a very pretty boy.
Yeah, like a young dreamy.
Oh, he's so dreamy.
Who could play the A-list priest in that? I'd have to think about this for a little bit. There has to be a likable situation there. I don't know. Who do you think? Who would you cast in that?
As the priest?
Yeah.
Jim Parsons.
Well, the funny thing is, I don't know how you get this movie made. You have to have some major hitters.
It's going to be a real passion project.
Yeah. It would have to be
Jim.
Really,
Check it out. Hear me out.
Really likable Catholic priest that develops this wonderful heartfelt, and then together they try to
kind of retribution. No. They get married.
They get married at the end, and then they work on passing legislation that is going to change the age of consent.
After he just grooms this kid for 90 minutes.
The grooming, you see the whole grooming phase, the whole thing, and then they're going to, and then so you could actually shoot this movie.
You sure could.
And then you would say it's based on a true story. And just put out a lot of, I guess you could fake news saying this really happened, have some people.
Yeah, Blair Witch the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Have a great soundtrack.
You have to have a great soundtrack for it.
And if you have you need a billionaire that's a lunatic, and you also make this as a live theater production, it'd be off Broadway.
An Amazon original production. Because fuck you, I'm worth... what is he? What is like $150 billion?
Who?
Why?
Bezos. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do something fun with that money?
Yeah,
what do you run you run the chance of losing $150 billion? Like, I bought a country today just so I could populate it entirely with meerkats because I like meerkats.
Meerkats are nice.
Why the fuck wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, love meerkats.
What a boring Lex Luthor looking douchebag.
Right? But and he has like that one eye that's a little bit bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
He's not real. He's part alien. People, just so you know, I'm in on the joke. I do know that I'm right now on a spaceship and I'm doing like a kind of a virtual reality computer simulation thing. I know what this is all. I know what's going on here. I know that you're part of this. You're all in on the joke. I was thinking of like video games and how funny if you did like another billionaire project to do, which is what I sit around and think about 24 hours a day.
What would I do
if I was
like the Fiddler on the Roof? Like, if I were a rich man.
If I could be anonymously wealthy, and I would specifically go after the troll dollar.
The troll.
There is definitely got to be a huge market for this. So I'd do like a conspiracy themed video game about current stuff. So you could have like that Joe Biden has an island that's like it's not far away from Jeffrey Epstein's island.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So basically, you would have like Joe Biden running around the island trying to catch these little kids to sniff them.
He doesn't even want to fuck them. He wants to sniff them.
Just wants to sniff them. It's a game of sniffing, and then
get over here. No malarkey. I'm gonna sniff your life force right out.
That's right.
That was the worst Joe Biden impression anyone has ever done.
Oh, Jim Carrey? Who did that?
Oh, that I just did.
Oh, you did. I don't even know how to do an impression of just, come on, man.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, man. I think I'm kind of excited. I said this on past podcasts, but he would be incredible if they had a jazz band behind him as he's just telling stories. Right?
He's just like, all right, everybody pick it up on the one. Playing. Walk that bass. Walk that bass line.
He didn't have to say anything. He just starts talking about corn pop. Corn pop. The kids used to run their hands down my legs in the pool, and my hair would stand up. And they used to like sitting on my lap. And they used to like to play with my hair. And I like to sniff their hair. And then there was this bad man. His name was Corn Pop. He was like, hey, man, what do you think you're doing in this pool? This is my territory. And he's like, oh, yeah? And then we went out and we were behind his car, and he pulled out a switchblade. And I'm not backing down to you, Corn Pop. And that's what I'll do for you, voters. I will stand up to corruption. Just like I stood up to Corn Pop. Corn Pop. That's some singers thrown in there.
Corn Pop.
Corn Pop. He's going to stand up to Corn Pop. Yeah, that would be great. And then you could have like
I think that's like the next logical step where we go from here.
Yeah.
Because everything's just fucking, the rule book got thrown the fuck out a long time ago. It's like, hey, you can't do that. Yeah, really? When you live in a world where it's like, hey, you can't do that, and the other person just turns around and goes, I just fucking did.
That's what we do now.
And
Everything's
then when
satire.
those people run the country, I'm just like, really? Because I just did that. Hey, you're not allowed to. But I just did it.
That's kind of what I was hoping that Biden would win, because Hunter is like the best thing ever. Like the crack smoking, the whole thing is so fucking good. I was talking about this before, but like Don Jr. is like, does like a really lame impersonation of his father. He has no personality.
No, they're all fucking robots.
Does even the same like hand gestures. It's terrible. That's why I'm more fascinated. They're all criminals. You know, you
don't
got to
get
figure
to
out
those levels of power in private or public sectors without being a
no. And like,
monster.
so what happened? This is what it feels like. It feels like that JFK was assassinated, and let's just say the mob came in and took over the United States. In the last 50 years, they've been just kind of looting it, and now they've sold it off to the highest bidders. And then you're going to wake up here. We're going to all wake up here pretty soon once technology gets to a point and we realize that we are owned by China/Russia, and that's it. And then we have your computer, your chip in you, and you have your social, whatever your score is, like your Yelp score, and your human capital, and that's it. So welcome.
Dude,
to
I could
the
live
life.
off orange chicken and vodka.
I was thinking, like, who do you want to have as your master? Do you want China or Russia?
Probably Russia.
I was thinking that too. I think
Yeah.
China would be a little bit more brutal.
I mean,
I don't think they would be as friendly. I don't think either one's going to be good.
yeah. I don't think either one is a good option.
It's bad.
It's pretty bad.
But I think the video game were
Oh yeah, where he's
you'd have
chasing around
like
kids.
you know Biden barely hobbling around trying to sniff the kids. Then you have like Maxwell, like Jizz on your face, Lean. She comes over with her
Maxwell.
so she comes in with her submarine, and she's got the kids, and then they
Hurry up,
let
let's
him
go. I've got a fresh batch for you.
Yeah, part of the game is like her going out and recruiting it and trying to train him to do massages. What the fuck is up? Well, I got one question.
Yeah.
If you have a deformed penis, why would someone be so persistent on everyone seeing it?
You guys want to see my weird dick?
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein has like an egg-shaped penis.
Weinstein was the same.
Yeah,
way.
Weinstein has like the fucking like deformed, or the girl in the report said that she thought the guy was hermaphrodite maybe. Because of the scarring.
My God, did somebody kick you in the clit?
But what is that? Like I have a fucked up penis, but I'm going to force everyone to see it.
I can show you my dick.
My dick, oh my God, my disformed penis. Here I am in my bathrobe. If you just come up to my suite here at the Peninsula Hotel and just watch me masturbate my fucking deformed penis right here in the potted plant, if you wouldn't mind just witnessing that. I guess it's like you're like.
If I get to star in, no, I'm not.
Look, I would have jumped in the jacuzzi in a heartbeat if I could win an Oscar. I'd do that today in a heartbeat.
Dude, if I get to star in fucking Pulp Fiction and all I got to do is watch Nat, I'm not.
Yeah, hell, I would help.
He's
him
a
out.
monster. He's a predator. He's an asshole.
I met him at a party once briefly. Yeah, it was dark. It was.
Yeah.
There was he wasn't all there. I don't think. I kind of felt like
you can't do what he did.
Yeah, he was on a mission. He definitely is like an addict in motion.
Yeah,
that's
what
I felt when I saw him.
It's like standing between a junkie and a rig, where it's just like, what the fuck do I have to say to this person and get them the fuck out of my way?
If you have a deformed penis, I think that comes with, hey, everybody needs to see this.
Yeah, you guys want to see my weird dick?
Just forcing it on people.
But they're never fun about it. That's not true. I'm sure there are some people that are really fun about it. Like, hey, I got a really weird wiener. Yeah. You guys want to see a fucked up party trick?
I don't know. I don't get it at all. I don't understand it. Like, it would be kind of funny if it would make sense. Like if they had micro penises, would make even funnier.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, if they were trying to. Well, it's not.
There's
nothing funny.
No.
I'm sorry about that. Nothing's funny, but the fact that the demand to see this fucking.
Well, I think with that specific situation, if I was at a party with dudes, if it's a dudes get together, and one of the dudes is like the wild card that just got brought, the Michael Madsen character in Reservoir Dogs, where nobody really knows about the guy. He's a little bit of a wild card, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to see something pretty fucked up?" We're like, "What?" And then he pulls down his pants and he's got a micro penis with a group of dudes.
It's pretty good. I took Michael Madsen. I drove him one time to from Ojai to Palm Springs, and it was fucking amazing.
That's a fucking drive, man.
With my friend, I don't know if I can. Maybe I'll tell that story someday. What a phenomenal, what a wonderful character of life. That was a hell of a story. I want to make that into a movie. I can't even. Why brain it up, asshole? Get back into deformed penises. So the whole thing about if you have something wrong with your penis, get your OnlyFans page, okay? You don't have to force it on everyone else.
Sell pictures of your weird dick.
Yeah.
There's someone for everything. Just don't exploit people and don't be a predatory douchebag.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do we have to say that?
I don't know. Like anyone's even listen to what I'm saying.
Nazis are bad.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Like, wait, hold on. Oh, wait a minute, buddy.
You know, I always think it's funny is like all these people, everyone thinks like right now they're starring in their own like revolutionary movie or something. And all the virtual signaling where they want to vote because they want to be on the right side of history.
You have to be.
But I'm just kind of thinking like, what is the right side of history? So if you vote for this criminal organization on this side, or you vote for this criminal organization on that side, they're both criminal organizations. So and they both, either side is like they represent the interest of Goldman Sachs and the military industrial complex. So you're really not on the right side of history voting for either one of them. You're basically participating in the lesser of two evils, which is basically you're allowing evil to happen. It's like either you're voting for Hitler or Mussolini. They're both bad. So you're not on the right side of history. So, and I don't need you to be naked telling me that I need to go vote. Okay. I'm not voting.
Yeah,
just
that's fucking. All that shit is so fucking absurd.
You imagine you're that successful. You have a manager that's telling you that you have to do this.
Quick! Get Chris on the fucking phone right now. Get him on the phone, Chris. Yo, what's up, man? Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I love the new season of Fargo. All right, what I need you to do is take your shirt off.
I need you naked to make a video.
No fucking idea.
Yes.
Because Sarah Paulson is doing it. And whatever Sarah Paulson does, everyone else has to do online. You have to do the same thing. Who the hell
was like, I wasn't going to vote, but I just saw Sarah Silverman naked with her hands over, and she told me I need to vote, so now I'm going to vote. What level of delusion to think that anyone, gives a shit about... I don't understand. I was going to vote until I saw that.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you.
And I'm like, I'm not voting. Then I was thinking like, well, maybe you should vote. You should get like, for my midlife crisis people trying to figure out what to do to help really make a splash, put a burqa, just the top part, the rest naked. I think you should get your little thing that you voted and you should go naked and videotape yourself to the mailbox and put it in there and let you do your like, I voted naked dance. That way people know that you're fucking on the right side of history. Whatever. If you want to be on the right side of history...
Move to a fucking swing state. Vote in state and local elections. It doesn't matter. If you live in California, it's 55 blue electorates every single time. You're on that side of history.
I think you should get more of like those people that like they strap the bombs on them and they're going to get like 72 virgins. I'm not saying you should do that, but if you're really going to be the right side of history, you want to be in history... You should fucking take out all sides.
Assassinate an archduke.
Like, what? No, don't do any of that.
No.
I mean, seriously, as if anyone's doing anything I'm telling them to do anyway. Then my girlfriend was talking about a couple weeks ago that Yelp announced that their virtue signaling thing you can do now is you can notify that the place is racist and I guess that wouldn't be different than if you were just to say it's racist, but now that they will label a business racist, and I'm thinking like, holy shit.
So they have the check marks. It's like, dine in, check. Takeout, check.
Are they racist?
Yeah, quotes from Mein Kampf on the wall. Double check. Yeah.
Well, I just want you to know, if you work at Soup Plantation, you might want to look for another job. Because... You know, the people are... there's probably no one there that's racist. There's probably no intention about that. But somebody's not going to be happy. I mean, it's one of those things that someone's going to say, these people are racist. It's the Soup Plantation. You know? That's just synonymous with slavery.
Not many good things. I don't think plantations are generally like, well, there was that one.
Well, there was, I mean, there was... a period of time when you probably fuck if I know. I think immediately when I hear plantation, I just think of like some guy in a white suit and like people getting whipped in the back. It's just not good. It's not. they might have to do a rebranding. Rebranding of the name.
Honey vegetable or broccoli and cheddar.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not a good look.
There was a in Kansas City. They have the Gates Barbecue, and you walk in the door, and the lady behind the counter, it's like synonymous for this, and they just yell at you like, "How may I help you?" and like yell at you, and you're
fuck you want.
Yeah,
like,
and that's part of the charm. You
ribs.
go there, that's what you go there to be yelled at. Which is beautiful.
It's like every Popeyes I've ever been to. You walk in and you're like, what? Oh, can I get that new? You want the chicken sandwich? Yeah. All right. Yeah.
It's very good.
It's great. It's you know what? It's better than a bunch of bull. Hi, welcome to Starbucks. What can I get started for you today? I'm getting coffee, dude. Come on.
Yeah. Calm down. Take it
chill
down.
the fuck out.
No one cares.
Well, is there any food I can get warmed up here? No, I don't want diarrhea. I'm not gonna eat it. No.
Yeah. Not good.
I've never had anything from Starbucks that didn't make me sick to my stomach. And granted, I'm not the healthiest person in the world.
I had to do a Zoom birthday party thing, and which was weird. First of all, like whatever, but I'm doing the Zoom thing, and it's my friend's kid, and I don't know how to converse with kids, and I'm just like, the kid's going on, and he's like, what do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? Is what I said. And he's like, I'm going to become the president. And sometimes I just feel like I'll just at a moment where I will just give some unsolicited advice because it's fucking hilarious. Yeah. And this is what you can do. A part of my midlife crisis is that's some of the stuff I do. I want to make an impressionable moment on this kid's life, and I also know his parents are listening to what I say, and I let him know.
You'll never fucking forget me.
Well, I let him know. Oh, you want to be president? I go, well, let me help you with this because this is doable, but we're going to have to come up with a strategy that makes sense.
You're already his campaign manager.
Yeah, I'm letting him know how he does this. I let him know that, first of all, it's not going to be what you think. The world's changed because you're white. In the future, there's not going to be anyone that's president probably for a long time it's white. So the only way you could possibly do this is you're going to need a transition. You're going to need to be a transition activist is also too. You're going to do this. You're going to transition. I don't care if you feel that you are whatever. You're going to have to own this if you want to make it. And you're going to be very active online because your social media is going to be really, that's going to be the future.
You got to be loud as fuck about it because it doesn't count if you're not loud as fuck about it.
You're about saving the planet. You're like the Greta, what was it, Greta Thunberg? Yeah, you're going to have to attach that sort of thing. You're going to need to be you're going to have to transition.
You got to insert yourself into a bunch of narratives that you have no business speaking on.
You got to throw down speeches. It's all about identity politics. And I
cry a lot in your videos. And
I'm like, you're a WASP. Which is not going to work. Like that is like
nobody fucking likes wasps anymore.
It's difficult.
It's a bad look.
You fucked up for us. I'm not a wasp. I'm like Irish Catholic scenario going on with and German, and I do have Scottish. I do have some English bloods. We did marry well, so I have a little bit of oppression.
We did marry well.
Yeah, it goes all the way back to Henry VIII. Henry VIII was my 13th great uncle. He was fucking crazy.
I can tell.
The Tudors, the Pelagians, the King James. Yeah, I have satanic bloodline demon hell in me, but just a tiny bit. So I do have the ability to murder you, but I'm not going to drink your blood because I don't have all of that.
Yeah,
because
that's gross. That's
terrible. That's
line.
where I couldn't taste, but I could. I do have the skill set to murder you with. Like, what is this guy going on? Holy shit! This guy's is this part of his conspiracy video game?
It is my birthright.
Yeah, to dominate over you. So all you WASP people out here with the plantation owning scenario, the oppression, they oppressed all these poor Irish people that came here with nothing. You fucked it up for us. Now we are on your wrath, your racism. So we need to get more specific. When we hate all the white people, could we get more specific to the WASP situation? Because that is what you're mad at. I don't like them either. And they should never, none of them should ever have a job ever again in the future. No white male should ever be able to work ever again in the future if he's a WASP.
And they can't, they're not allowed to collect unemployment.
Nothing. Yeah,
Because they all hate unemployment.
I was, I'm telling this to this young man. I'm like, you're not going to be able to you're going to need to transition because 4 years from now, let's say if Trump gets reelected or whatever, the next president is going to be, let's say a multicultural person of color who hates white. The white male hate is going to now start burning white men in the streets. They're all going to be deemed racist and they're going to be burned at the stake. And I'm looking at him and I'm telling him this because I want him to fulfill his destiny. And
hey,
I'm
little fella, have you ever heard of a thing called white genocide?
Yeah, Salem witch trials.
Just so you can poison this kid's mind.
Let him know. If he wants to be successful, wants to be the president.
You gotta have. You have to have the backlash like always in the back of your mind if you want to be president.
This is like a long-term game plan. You don't just wake up one day and become president. It's like, wait, what is going on here? Look, if you have kids and you're very, very wealthy, they're just going to grow up to become monsters.
They're shitty.
So all you should do, the right thing for your kids and for your families. If you don't believe me, just go visit any of these fancy rehabs out here. They're loaded with all of these just terrible, I know your precious kids are just loaded with these terrible, terrible people. Now, it's your fault that they're like that.
100%.
So what you want to do is if you want your kid to be successful and you want your kid to make it, you have a housekeeper that works at your house, probably doesn't speak English that well because you've done some like shady illegal stuff. What you're going to do is you're going to give your kid, because they're going to raise it anyway, but you're going to raise it at their house. You're going to adopt your kid and give it to them. And when this kid gets old enough, you'll still work for the family and they'll pay the wealthy family. You will pay obviously for them to be fed and all that sort of stuff, but no special toys, no special thing. They're going to grow up in this lower social economic thing and learn how to speak Spanish. They're going to learn this whole thing. This is specific to Los Angeles here. If you have these, or I guess it could be anywhere. And what will be helpful for this kid to become successful is they will let him know that he is adopted and that they work for you. You're this wealthy families, and you are going to never show that kid any respect if he ever comes around, and he's going to want that. And you're going to let them know. You let them know that we made this for ourselves, and none of this is for you. You will spark that engine in that, because the kid's probably going to has your genes. He's probably brilliant. Now he has a fire to actually go out and achieve something.
So you're either going to make a go-getter or a fucking serial killer, but one way or another, he's going to make the news.
If he's a serial killer, he's already got that perfect storm anyway. But this way, he will know that he is just not going to inherit anything. He's going to have to... you could dangle it maybe. I don't know. You could maybe be friendlier to him as he gets older if he does well in school.
Like dangle the trust fund over him. You want that? I bet you do, you fucking dork.
Yeah, you didn't. I'm a self-made man. It's better, even better if your wealth was inherited from your family. It's even better. And you let the kid know that you don't want that kid to have to fall into all of the troubles that you did, and you want him to go to, like public school and just have that life and be raised by, because the happiest families are, when I worked for this wealthy family, I worked for this wealthy family, one of the jobs, I live in their guest house, and they have like 2 housekeepers that live there, and they have very limited resources, but they're very happy and they're very family oriented, and it's kind of beautiful. Latino people have a pretty good, so I think that your kid would end up turning out really, probably more adjusted.
They're very strong. Generally, they have a very strong
right?
family structure. I'm Italian, so I get a lot of that.
Didn't Schwarzenegger got like the housekeeper pregnant?
Let's see if I can make one of my kids not.
He did.
His kids are actually very sweet.
I don't even know. I think it's probably amazing. But didn't he had a son? He had a son with a housekeeper.
Yeah, he is very.
And he looks like Arnold. I remember seeing the photo. Yeah.
Arnoldo?
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. The kid's probably amazing. I don't know. Schwarzenegger's kids, I'm sure, amazing. Like Kennedy, mother. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
How could you?
You got was it Patrick and Christina?
He's like a really good-looking guy, right? I saw some pictures of him, right? Handsome guy.
His fucking mom is Maria Shriver, and his dad is Arnold. Yeah, they're incredibly good-looking people.
Fit.
Yeah.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Winning at life. Born. There you go. There's your privilege. They could do whatever the hell they want. Good for them.
He's one of those guys who's like well off, smart, kind, and has a giant dick all at the same time. And you're like, where's the downside? And he's like, what's the downside?
And then that he should never have an opportunity ever in life because of all the privilege. That's terrible. He could be he could be a Kennedy. He could be like the next JFK Jr.
Didn't he die in a fucking plane crash?
No. Did you hear the conspiracy theory, the QAnon? He didn't die in that. He faked it.
No, you idiot.
That's part of the Q.
I love. Are you serious?
Good. Yeah, that's part of the Q
Wow.
thing. Yeah, my friend told me that about a couple years ago, and I was like, "That's the most ridiculous fucking thing I've ever heard."
Oh, cool. I guess we can't hang out anymore because you're a fucking idiot.
It was,
or I'm gonna hang out with you a lot more because this is real fun.
It's one of those things that it's so ridiculous. I want to believe it. Like, I'm a fan of all that crazy stuff. I don't believe anything anyway, so I'm skeptical of it. But it's almost like a comic book for the absurd.
It is. It's like conspiracy theories make insignificant people feel like they're in the know.
Yeah,
and it makes stupid people feel smart when you really buy into them. I fucking love reading conspiracy theories.
Very good. Really good.
From the angle of, like, every time I read a conspiracy theory, I'm like, oh, this would make a really fun movie.
Well, that's also great about the JFK faked his the plane crash. Part of it's like you really wish it did happen because the guy was so amazing. He would have been such a great president.
And it got to a point where it's those poor Kennedys, dude.
Yeah, how much more?
Motherfucker.
And then
we're sorry to the CIA and the mafia. We're sorry. Please stop murdering
Why do you gotta hate the Kennedys so much?
All right, Bay of Pigs, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So JFK Jr. faked his own death, and he's working with the military to take down this cabal that took over our country, and Hillary Clinton ended up winning that senatorial seat. He was supposed to run there, so they link the Clintons to that, and then it's pretty fucking awesome. It's like so ridiculous that you just wish it was true, but that's part of the QAnon stuff. Okay. That's what they believe. And they went on the whole the satanic baby worshiping, like sacrificing. But I know that there is a world of satanic lunatics that probably do stuff.
Have you ever read the Franklin cover-up?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it is going on.
Highly suggest.
Yeah, they are
Franklin cover-up.
They are elite pedophiles.
Oh yeah,
just doing all sorts of stuff. But
Jeffrey Epstein was the pawn sacrifice, man. They're like, hey, we got a little bit too Dershowitz is, hey, we got a little bit too much heat on us, Jeff. So we're gonna need you to.
Well, this is the one thing that's so annoying, and this is why it's hard to really get involved in all this stuff because, and there is no justice. So, at the Epstein residence in New York City and on the island, and they have cameras everywhere.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So there's all of this footage of a lot of very powerful people having sex with underage minors. There has been no people that have been arrested,
of course not,
come forward. So, folks, when you're out there screaming that someone needs to vote for whatever team, just know that you're not on the right side of history because it's a joke. And to spend your whole entire life ranting and raving on Facebook, know that you've wasted your entire life over fucking nothing. It's like we live like in Mexico where you're living in a place where the cartels are running everything and you yelling and screaming that your favorite team needs to win.
and then subsequently licking the boot. My favorite are like the
lecturing people now.
Second.
What is this podcast? This guy was going on his midlife crisis and he's lecturing people. It's just this. I just want this thing to be over with.
It's
never ending.
Dude, every fucking day.
Just getting punched in the face.
I wake up to like, did you hear what Trump tweeted? I'm like, was it something shitty? Was it something shitty and inflammatory and completely fucking unnecessary?
Yeah, it's
it
much.
Was? Anyway, let's get back to a fun topic.
The one thing that's really sad.
The little boy priest meet cute.
Yeah, and that's how you make yourself a masterpiece. But I mean, The one thing that is sad in this computer simulation is that Charles Manson died before all of this, because the amount of effort, like his dream to create a race war and to see it pretty much coming together.
Yeah.
I mean, and he didn't, one of the greatest performance artists I think the world's ever known is Charles Manson. His interviews are some of the most impressive.
Oh my God!
Just all
my
over
favorite
the
is
place.
where he calls Ted Bundy. They're like, "How do you feel about Ted Bundy?" He's like, "Oh, Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy's a little poop butt. He's a little bitch boy. Oh, I don't like Ted Bundy. No, I don't like Ted Bundy one bit."
He's great.
Absolute madness. I had my Manson shirt on.
I remember last time you were here.
I remember, and then I have my Zodiac Killer shirt on.
That's great. All the killers.
Quite a collection of.
Tommy's
Zodiac
killing people
Killer.
before he comes in here. That's why he's keeping the show interesting. These are going to be these are going to be viewed by so many people like 100 years from now. They're like, "Oh my God, these lunatics talking about conspiracy video
Can't catch
games."
me. I'm the gingerbread man.
You just leave gingerbread. Yeah, you just have like that's your thing. That's your calling card.
I feel like if that was a serial killer's calling card, the homicide detectives who was investigating it, like you couldn't help but roll your fucking eyes. Like, this guy is such a dick. It's like BTK where he used to stick a knife in the box of cereal.
That's stupid.
Because he's a serial killer. You asshole.
That's ridiculous.
You're like a double asshole.
There's some photos from the BTK killer that were really horrifying.
Bro, where he's like in the...
Well,
all
there was like
tied
a
up
girl,
and-
yeah, the woman, and she has like, I don't know, almost like clown makeup on. It's horrifying.
You know what's a really good movie is the... we gotta wrap up in a second. Is the Clove Hitch Killer. It's like based on BTK. It's very fun.
Yeah?
Check it out. I'm trying to get... I'm like, dude, I'm halfway through. I just realized this today. I'm halfway through October, and I have not been watching... like hardly any spooky movies, which is...
Oh, because it's Halloween coming up?
Yeah, we got to watch spooky movies.
Folks, I know some of you ask about the midlife crisis and more, because I know you need to join the Patreon and become have me as your midlife crisis coach. Let me give you some insights of what you could do right now. Start your whole crisis going. It's all about, I'm a big fan of costuming. It's about, trying to fit into what the youth are into. So obviously TikTok. The best thing about this is put yourself into some wonderful outfits. Maybe you could dress up as a pirate. Maybe it's Halloween, so just go to the Halloween store, just load up on costumes every single day, and then just do TikToks like out at the grocery store where people can see you. Just do full commitment, just like that angry face dancing. While maybe and what you should do is if you have a child, it's even better. If you have like your 12-year-old, making them do TikToks of you, videos of you doing like really insane dance moves.
Do it in the street too.
Yeah, in the streets.
Block traffic.
Yeah, you should be, if you're a guy, you should be like in a thong
Really
with a Hawaiian
disturb
shirt.
people.
And just really get a lot of thrusting. And make sure you have, like, maybe if you don't have a kid, maybe get your niece or nephew or somebody to do this. And because they will talk about it and they'll be so horrified. And that will really help you with. And then you're going to be posting this on all of your social media that you're into TikTok. And you could end up getting like a film deal. You could end up being in a commercial. This is your strategy. And if anyone says anything, just go on that you know that you're going to be homeless soon, and this is the only way you're able to deal with the stress, because you're doing that is more productive. You're on the right side of history doing that opposed to ranting about your favorite sport, your favorite political team, and like watching like all the propaganda news and parodying all the bullshit. You're way better off dressed up like a clown, thrusting in the middle of the street doing TikTok videos. That's the right side of history, folks. That's where you want to be. Jesus. Have you seen Uncle Tommy? Oh my God, he's look at this shit.
Certified freak.
Yeah, just
7 days a week. Wet ass pussy.
Yeah.
Like, he's lost his mind. You're goddamn right.
Yeah,
I have.
just
Bet, no
fucking-
cap.
Yeah, the wet ass pussy song.
Yeah.
You should
If
look like
you're
a mime and do the wet ass pussy song.
If you're a 47-year-old recovering alcoholic divorcee who's estranged from your kids and you want to get them back and prove how cool you are,
Yeah.
do some TikTok videos.
Another thing you want to do if you're going to embracing the future of being homeless, don't just be like a boring homeless person. Maybe bring something.
Waste.
Like if you're a hipster, you should become an artisan homeless person. Like, I know it would be like cultural appropriation, but you could be like a homesteader. You could get like the right outfit and stuff. You know, I like the Native American thing, but you can't really do that because now you're culturally appropriating there. If you had like a teepee. You
could do like a Dust Bowl thing for
Dust
sure.
Bowl, yeah.
Get some like really nice coveralls and a pickaxe.
Yeah. But like an artist and a homeless person. But think about like if you have like a teepee out there on the street, you know, you get a horse. You should maybe, you know, mine for gold, maybe, you know, take it all the way back. Yeah. Artist and homeless. That's the thing you can do. Is I want you to research that. If you're trying to figure out like, how do I do homeless and make sure I'm on the right side of history of the homeless thing.
If you're going to do anything, do it fucking
have some uniqueness to it, you know?
Like, dude, just Sharpie on cardboard. Ugh.
Yeah. Make sure that you are unique in your thing. Make sure you stand out. Don't be boring. You don't want to be like the stereotypical situation.
You gotta be flashy.
Just know that you're boring and no one cares if you're boring. You know, you're going to have to work on this. You got to figure out what your special skills are, maybe do a pros and cons list. Basically, most people have been lying to you your whole life anyway. You're not special. You're not talented. You don't have any skills. You're not attractive. You're a failure. But once you accept that, then you can really figure out what your skills are. You know, you won't be so frustrated in life when nobody wants to hear what you have to say or what you're doing. That's what Twitter is for, is that if no one wants to talk to you anymore or hear what you're saying, just go on Twitter and just tweet all day long. Just make sure you parrot whatever argument that's happening in the news. No one's interested in that person. What you need to do is you got to be posting your diamond-studded thong outfit TikTok with like an inspirational quote. You can take some quotes from like TikTok Tang.
Live, laugh, love.
The Buddhist Nit Nong Fang. The Dalai Lama. You could take some quotes. You could do some thrusting, some bedazzled thrusting with some rhinestone boots on.
To a mind that is still, the
with like a helmet.
Surrenders.
You have like a helmet on with the cowboy boots and a thong, and it's just you running into a wall and falling over with an inspirational quote. Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this episode. You've got yourself the conspiracy video games, but that's a deep dive thing. That conspiracy video games could go into all of the you know, you could have the Maxwell character. You could do like the whole conspiracy. The QAnon conspiracy is really good. You could have the other side, which is a Russiagate thing, where you could have, that's a whole world of possible video game. I should be making video games, or at least helping these people, you know, launch these wonderful.
You remember the video game where you like ran a burger joint? You remember that?
I didn't. I learned a long time. I played video games when I was really little, and then I played like Vice City, and I played 18 hours straight.
I did this.
Like, no, I'm not doing it.
I played Vice City
that kind of
for
free time.
Like a day and a half, smoking heroin off of tinfoil when we were in 8th grade, and we ate pizza and smoked heroin and played Vice City until we threw up.
Yeah, if you're an adult,
I didn't play video games for like 15 fucking years until quarantine.
Yeah, if you're an adult and your life is video games, I think it's great you have that kind of free time. That's a trust fund situation. I don't know what that is. Good for you, gamers.
Those motherfuckers make a lot of money now, though.
Yeah, if they have a whole... if you have... That's something you can do is like this...
play video games on Twitch.
And talk shit.
And talk... It doesn't count if you're not talking shit.
That's the whole game plan? I don't even know anything about that. Everyone has to figure out how to transition themselves to some virtual... like some online business.
And also the assholes win. Yeah. So just be an asshole.
That's where it's at. That's the advice he's given to the youth. Just be an asshole.
No, but instead of the burger joint, it's you're running a pizza parlor. But then shop. At the same time, to make it even more like doubly difficult, you're also having to manage the day-to-day operations of the of your basement parties,
the child trafficking.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is wrong with this world? And the computer, there's this computer simulation.
Somebody wrote some bad. Got some bad code.
Really dark scenarios going on here. I hope when I come out of this computer simulation into whatever else is, I've graduated. Because with all of you mental rapists out there, all you like legitimate rapists, all you emotional vampires, you can all go fuck yourself. Okay?
We will find you.
Yeah, no more. Sick of this. Can't take it anymore. So get out there and vote because you want to be on the right side of history. What does that mean? What history are you? Look, no one's going to remember you in 100 years, no matter who the fuck you were. They won't remember you. You're not going to be remembered. Even if you were the biggest star on TikTok, 100 years from now, you didn't ever exist or mattered. But B, make sure you're on the right side of history. Get naked and vote and videotape yourself naked. Cast that ballot. Finger blast yourself on the OnlyFans page as you're voting. Because this is what the world wants.
Dude.
You need a bumper sticker on your car that says, my middle schooler is the most fucking woke kid at Westlake. That's the world I want to live in. I want bumper stickers that say, my kid is the most woke kid at Westlake Middle School.
My kid is woke AF.
That's right. Woke as fuck.
Woke AF Harvard Westlake.
Yeah, get on your virtual signaling merchandise that you're woke as fuck, woke AF. And that's all you need to do.
And everything is hella lit.
Yes.
That's talk like that as an adult. And listen to how your kids talk and then just talk like that. And everybody will think.
The advice no one was looking for.
Cool. Yeah.
Thank you guys for checking out the show. I keep threatening this. I'm going to have, I will do like interviews of people, of interesting people from the lifespan of, that's part of the memoir. That's part of just jumping into narcissism and then to giving people something interesting to think about. What's this guy talking? Because if you're going to be self-obsessed, you got to be interesting. And this is fucking exhausting. I don't know how these people do it. I'm doing my best. Going on and on and on.
You got to do your vocal warm-ups before the show next week. Me.
Oh, just a whole thing of me doing.
Me.
Just, oh my God. What is, just with a keyboard. Mm-hmm. I have
Kiss
like a
yourself
vocal
in the mirror.
teacher in here.
Come here, Jeff.
Yeah.
Come here. Ooh, me.
Thank you all. You know what to do. If go on Apple and leave comments and reviews on there too. That's good. I need a lot of that. That helps. I know a lot of you watching it on YouTube, which is great. Definitely, do all that. Thank you so much. Good night. Good day. Goodbye. Thank you.